don't have time for pretense right now. I just have to tell you, look, the tunnels that Kamala Harris was talking about when she was running for Attorney General or whatever it was, she was talking about the T word and children. And, I've been having visions of children who are being held by people. I've seen one man, different men, but one at a time, holding groups of children, then another man holding a group of children. Last night, I had another vision of a man with a child, and I'm not going to go into detail about it because it's not easy to hear. But, what's coming to me now that needs to be shared and people need to understand is that all of this stuff going on right now is connected to taking the children to another area, another realm. That's connected to the flat earth theory. And I know people don't want to hear it. They think it's stupid. They turn you off the minute you talk about it. But hey, if you don't, if you want to bury your head in the sand, go for it. It's not going to solve any problems. It's not going to help anyone. But if you understand what's happening, you'll know that there are certain artists that tried to warn you and show you in their art, like Paul McCartney's Egypt Station or Chris Cornell's album cover, rockets going up, Mount Meru, the sun above, the black hole sun. There's another realm. And it's like nesting dolls, domes within domes within domes. That's how a primer field works. That's how the universe works. Torus fields within torus fields. It's not made up shit. And when this realm reaches a certain vibratory state where it's going through a cleansing process, the old stuff can't stay here anymore. The negative, dark, dissonant, nasty stuff has to go. So all the people that want to maintain control and want to hold on to that system have to go. Why do you think they're sending rocket ships up to try to get past the barrier that NASA says is up there? There's an impenetrable barrier up there, they say. We've never been above low Earth orbit, they say. Yet they went to the moon. Oh, well, the moon is in the Earth's atmosphere. They're saying all this. I'm not making this up. Do your research. Okay? There's a reason why they're sending all these rockets up. They're trying to get out. And why do you think that people are saying, check the containers? Check the shipping containers. Why do you think there's all these disasters? I wonder if you could cover up stuff by doing that. P. Diddy, children, criminals, celebrities. I'm just saying, all that stuff that's going on right now, I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to take those little people, and I don't mean dwarves, out into another realm. Do you remember back in the days of like the 1800s where they had the orphan trains? They were bringing the orphans in to this world, and apparently all of a sudden they were finding these immaculate, beautiful buildings. They were founding them. And then what happened after that? They had a World's Fair to show off all these beautiful buildings and architecture. Then what do? Oh, we're going to destroy all these beautiful buildings. And they say, oh, they were just plaster of Paris. Got to do some research, guys. You think all this stuff is crazy, those of you who haven't done your research and aren't really paying attention to what's going on around you. You think it sounds crazy because you've been indoctrinated to believe it's crazy. But this world is crazy. Let me tell you what, it's run by psychopaths. The first book I ever read that made me feel validated was The Biggest Secret by David Icke. And immediately, warning flag, the red flags go off because people think, oh, he's the crazy guy that talks about reptilians. Reptilians aside, whether you believe in that or not, I always say it doesn't matter whether they're reptilian beings or not, because the reptilian you need to worry about is the one in your brain, the reptilian brain function. That's your lower animal nature. That's the reason why all of these people causing all these problems cause the problems. They're not self-actualized. They have no compassion. They don't know how to behave compassionately and create peace in the world. So they're constantly stirring shit up, and they're constantly feeding on other people's energy, and they've done it to the point where it's the most horrific thing you can imagine, now starting to crescendo. Listen, there's no such thing as the end of the world doom. It's the end of the world every minute for somebody, and the end of the world just means transition. You're just going to a different type of reality. That's how life works. Quantum shift, you go to the next level. Some realms go backwards, decline, descend. Some go up. We're in an ascending cycle, the earth realm that we're in right now. And where these people are going is a descending cycle, so they can maintain control and continue their game of control. That's not what it's going to be like for me or others who are awake and on the ascension path. And before you get all upset and worry about all the stuff happening right now and how are you going to deal with it, how are you going to make it through, that very worry that you have brings about the things that you need to worry about. It's when you're in that state of peace and grace and calm that you maintain an environment that is not conducive to those lower vibratory states. Now, this was hard for me to accept and believe. And I'm not going to say that it's the absolute truth no matter what, because, that's for you to decide. But just know, everything's coming to a head for a reason. So that and the reason is not because God said so, it's because that's the way nature works. And the highest, the God that everybody talks about is the highest God, that is pure magnetic wind of creation. We're going from blue shift to red shift. That, is interesting because they're saying that the magnetic pole is moving toward Russia, Siberia. Russia means red. We are going through a magnetic shift. And magnetic energy is feminine and balanced energy, balanced polarity. Okay, electricity is blue. This is the whole meaning of Shakti, Shiva, the gods. That's what all of that was about. It was talking about the true nature of reality.